Welcome back to Sacred Success Salon, where we are speaking with our amazing guest experts about activating, birthing new technologies, new solutions for the new earth. My name is Anna Kowalska. I am your host, and I am so excited and joy-filled for our conversation with Helena Reily. Helena is a return guest. I think this is like your fourth or fifth time at the salon. Helena, I love playing with you. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you. We have so much fun. And this is a timely topic. So let's roll.
Yes. So let me just say a couple sentences about who you are so our audience knows who's talking. Now, you can learn more about Helena underneath the video. She is a renowned therapist, award-winning author, and co-founder of Quantum Sound Therapy. She's a pioneer of work in sound frequencies and immersive quantum scalar energy vortex technology. That's a mouthful. And it's big work. I am so excited to dive into this conversation about what it's like to pioneer work in the world, because that's where we're going. We are pioneering a whole new experience, and every single one of us will be pioneering something within an industry, technology. So, Helena.
Yes, being a pioneer is, and bringing something new to a planet is invigorating, exciting, and very challenging. And the reason is that with this work, for example, I joined my partner, the late Robert Loy, full-time in 2002. And he is the scalar inventor, and he had built the scalar technologies, brought them to Maharishi Yogi. Maharishi had them tested, not with any ordinary scientists, but with his Nobel laureates. They found out that Robert's scalar technology brought people into meditation faster, and they stayed longer. So they sent the limo back to the hotel after this story and this research was revealed. And then they wanted the secret, but not the inventor. So he received the inner message. Now it's one of those deals where he had invested everything to be in Germany, to meet these Nobel laureates, like his last dime kind of story.
Yeah.
To be with his guru, his meditation teacher, Maharishi Mahesh Yogi. But the disappointment that I didn't know him at that point, but the disappointment that he experienced is heartbreaking. Because when he went back to the hotel room, he gets an inner message. Mankind is not to know of this yet. Put it away. And at that moment, and I'll explain why. So at that moment, the pioneer or the channel, because he actually was he's a Tesla. He sees a vision and he builds it, and he sees it in the dream state. So that was the moment when he could have either completely quit and given up, or sort of waited for the divine plan to unfold. But he was crestfallen. And that is the problem with most pioneers, is that we feel we have this idea that can save and uplift. We see the problems and we feel we have these solutions, but the outer world is often interested in telling you they're not real, they don't work, or also making it difficult. The path becomes difficult. And that's the path and the trajectory that Earth's on at the moment, of reinventing herself. Now, there is a point in an inventor or a creator's life, and I'm going to suggest that we're all creators, where you really have to come to terms with who you are and why you're here. And any pioneer that doesn't do that will quit. But when you come to terms with that, and that it's a kind of, a human life is really quite short. So when you come to terms with your purpose, which is really being talked about a lot, it gives you the courage to carry through. And that's exactly the chapter we're on in Earth. We need the courage to invent the solutions that will raise humanity into its next chapter.
Yeah. So powerful. Wow. I love that you tied it in, because usually we do speak to purpose in the salon. That's usually the conversation we are in. So yes, it's absolutely that. Thank you for bringing that in. So the courage, and then there is a journey, because there is the sweet moment of when the idea lands. There is a sweet moment of perhaps, sharing it with somebody who says, yes, let's go, let's do it. And there could be not right now, or difficulties, challenges, but there is a journey. Like it's sometimes I think people, and we all do, we think we'll have an idea and then miraculously it will just be created. We'll just be living it like it should be living it, right?
You hear it, therefore it's real. Yes.
Yes.
This is a problem with it. I was thinking about this morning, that it's sort of like working out in the gym. Mm-hmm. You don't work out once and expect yourself to be completely toned. Yeah. And it's the same with any new modality or way of thinking. And what happens is that in time, so we do voice code sound therapy as our software, where we analyze the voice. So one of the issues is that as humans, we bring up all this emotional baggage. So the voice code software, it brings up the emotions. We have to be willing to walk through the process and integrate it. And it's clear right now that humanity has a very short attention span, mm-hmm. and manifestations are actually speeding up. Mm-hmm. But there's still a process in the third dimension, mm-hmm. which most humans do not like. Yeah. Because once the idea is usually mental and emotional. So once you're excited, I think Shark Tank's a good, once you're excited about this idea, you expect everyone else to be. But when electricity was invented, when computers first came online, when the internet, and now AI, mm-hmm. really most people do not respond well to new innovations. They step back. So we have to be aware that that timing has to evolve the process and get us all ready for the next evolution of our being.
This is so great. So our audience won't see it in the same sequence, but just a couple hours ago, I recorded an interview with our guest, Lee Davey, and we spoke to that it's almost like maturing, developing as a human being to the level to which we can then deliver the discovery, the solution.
And that's exactly where we're all at. Well, we are at right now. We're mm-hmm. actually maturing. We're actually beginning to integrate new energies. We're beginning to bring online new aspects of ourselves. Mm-hmm. And this is being supported. There are actually new frequencies that are being implanted onto Earth and in our field. So mm-hmm. it's true, we're building the muscle to hold the awakening so that we can fulfill our purpose as evolved, awakened quantum mm-hmm. humans. Mm-hmm. And we're in a most right now feel somewhat discombobulated because all of the solutions haven't fully landed also. Mm-hmm. in our being. So we're like of two different minds. We are walking the path, and we've all been conditioned mm-hmm. into the matrix and into many distortions. And one by one, mm-hmm. we have to identify not only the distortion, but how it's impacting us. Mm-hmm. And I do want to say that in many cases, since I'm running an expanding business, but I keep feeling I should be going back into past life regression. In many, many cases, the source core wound, I do want to highlight this. The core wound at its source, mm-hmm. many humans are carrying in one specific instance. Many were traumatized in a way. It could have been in a war, like what's going on right now. Mm-hmm. That it landed in their energy field, and they keep repeating this fight, flight, freeze sequence. And this is going to get triggered as humanity walks into the new era. But we have to keep seeing where this lands, where it's coming from to clear it.
Mm.
clear it. I've actually been giving some really simple, like counterclockwise spirals, for example. If there's a discordant energy, I've noticed even on screen, I can counterclockwise and remove it. But as we move into this new trajectory, one is forced with the realization that the old identity has to be discarded. And that makes most humans feel quite shaky, like a wobble, because, well, isn't this who I really am? Isn't Helena Reily, the co-founder, whatever? But it's like we do not let go of our old identities easily. And yet, I do want to say, the opportunity is for transformation. If you can allow yourself to flow into this transformational vortex of change without the fear, just when the fear is triggered, keep pushing it to the side, or use something, just to cancel it. You'll find over time, you're staring out at a reality that's shifting. And you can observe or witness the shifting and integrate it into the human form. But there will be tremendous support. There's going to be a need for new inventions, new businesses, everything. So in many ways, just tap into the creative zone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You just said so many good things, Helena, and I love where you stopped because there will be all these new inventions that are going against what we have already know and used, right? So before we hit the record, you mentioned that there is a difference between something that is like some not very consequential innovations, and there is a difference between channeling and creating something that really goes against everything we've been taught.
This is very true. So when consciousness, there are many, and I've just been observing this, there are like many invisible forces when you're on a planet that hold a belief system. And part of it is the human consciousness, of course, the buildings, the schools, the institutions, they're all supporting the old reality. And they've been conditioning us for thousands of years. So when something is created, so let's say a cup is invented, or my grandfather, let me see if I don't have any glasses on the table, he invented the plastic eyeglass frame. These are really necessary inventions. They also were built on other things that we absolutely needed. But when we invent things that shift consciousness, it automatically, my observation, it automatically triggers the sympathetic nervous system because it's unknown. And there can be a sense of threat. We don't understand it. Is it real? And if we are not trained to trust, that's interesting. There's a heart.
Yes. That's beautiful.
Made that up. Yeah. If we don't trust our own selves and hold ourselves, what's going to come at us is confusing. So because these inventions are to bring humanity gracefully into the next chapter. And it actually, the new is to make life more simpatico. That word comes in, interesting. More gentler. Yeah, more fluid. There's a new way of being that's being birthed. So, it's about integrating aspects of the human. For example, the subtle energy field is what needs to be addressed on Earth, and with the inventions, that's what we've done. But most of the inventions on Earth are addressing the physicality, the third dimension. But as we move very quickly, because it's going to move faster and faster into the quantum realm, we'll see that the inventions are here to shift consciousness. Yeah,
and they must then address the energetic versus the physical. And I am seeing the way you just articulated it. It's articulating something that I know, but the way you just said it, most of the inventions, I mean, even if you look at medicine, right? Medicine addresses the end result, right?
Yes, after the disease has formed.
Exactly. And what we are moving into is the energy, so we can address the shift and the abnormalities, maybe. I don't know. I don't even know how to use it, but kinks in a frequency that will eventually end up in a disease, but catch it way before in the energetic. So it is going to take a complete shift in what we have been taught. And I think the same thing with the way you just said it, Helena, oh my gosh, I love it, because it's true about everything. I mean, addressing law enforcement instead of law enforcement at the energetic, address how we come together, not enforce a law against what's happening, right?
Not an anti. Yes, for example, in law enforcement, they should have been trained that the police officers are trained by the environment to be in fight, flight, freeze. They're going to pull the trigger.
Yeah.
Their life's on the line in that second. They're going to be, if someone else is going to be dead, they're going to protect themselves. If they think they're in a, and if they had trained them to understand that, it would be very different. Or even if the laws had, and they will be triggered faster and faster as their career evolves. So it's absolutely true that, I've been contemplating this, how the science, the Newtonian physics, put humanity at such a disadvantage and set Earth on a trajectory that it's almost, we have to respin the whole planet. And because we have to create inventions that address the subtle energy, we have to begin to understand the emotions of humans and the brain, and how, when the brain waves are scrambled, which is what's happening right now with 5G, people's behavior will be impacted. Somebody's going to get upset and go kill 5 people in a bar some night because the brain waves just got out of whack. And it's paradoxical, because everything is here in the consciousness of the physical and the subtle energy of the brain and the chakra system. So yes, we're in for some change. And I suggest that people enjoy it. If at all, find the rhythm in the new flow. There's a rhythm, because I don't know if you're noticing this, Anna, but as we move, what I'm feeling is almost like an emptiness, like some things being taken, just going, just as meanings. And I don't mean physical things. I mean like something that might have meant something to us.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, it doesn't mean anything anymore. And that starts happening. Like, like I remember people getting so triggered by, all kinds of things, Pfizer, vaccines. But when you start to look at it from a different perspective, it loses its meaning. It loses its power over you.
Yeah.
It's important shift.
Yeah. Oh, this is really good, because you just said it loses its meaning. May I expand on that?
Yeah.
Because it's
I just felt it.
Right?
Like, yes.
Yes, because I think it's our job, it's to release the meaning we gave it. And then it loses the meaning that we hold, and it can become something which is nothing, and then move away, because we no longer need the attachment to whatever we made it mean.
Yes, I think the word is, it loses its power.
Yes.
It changes meaning. And when you go through this, the word that keeps coming is discombobulation. You kind of feel it changes your perspective so dramatically.
Yeah.
I will also say that it's going to liberate our audience to take steps to their empowerment and create the businesses, the flow, to become empowered. Because as the external world loses its full hold it's almost like on our heart, on our survival, first of all, we form bonds in communities, which is going to give us more power. And the strength will always be in the groups right now. And people seeing things together and shifting. As it loses its power, though, we rise. That's what happens. And it's only our confusion that slows it down. Have you noticed it?
Yes.
If you're confused, you can slow down. But when you keep on just asking for the clarity, you rise. You start to move faster.
Yeah. And then, of course, being willing to ask for clarity and then accept what you are seeing as the clarity.
You have to accept the stage right now, because it doesn't, it can make some sense if you look at it as the end of an era that we've been living in. But it's been a very long, protracted era. And it's the momentum is beginning to move. What I've begun to feel and understand is that it is Gaia herself, Mother Divine, however you choose to look at that. She's made the ultimate decision. This is going to change.
Yeah.
And the interesting thing, though, and I keep saying this, is that what I see is huge opportunity, because we have to invent new ways, right? Everything. We have to recreate.
Yeah. Well, that was the idea behind this series. So appropriately, so you bring that forward, because yes, we can give in to the fear of everything that's happening. That is discombobulating. I love that word, and I love that you brought that in. Not that I love the feeling, but it's such an appropriate word. It is discombobulating. Because we are letting go of something we have held on to for centuries. It's not just us, but it's us in past lifetimes, in our lineage, right?
Yeah.
But it is the era of opportunity, because we are left with something to jump into, to create. So hello, those who will be courageous enough to say, you know what? I will risk it. I am seeing an opportunity here, and I am going to keep moving into it, even if I don't fully understand, but I see that this is a space where I can create a solution. So I'm going to release my attachment to every way that I have been up until now, so I can allow myself to channel.
Exactly. And what I'm noticing is that, here's what I'm noticing, and this might help the audience to understand when they see things. The ones that have the energy on the screens are the ones that are creating the new way. You can notice the old guard is losing its energy.
Yeah.
And when you see them on the screen, whoever that is, whether it's a political figure, it's almost, there's like an emptiness. There's like but when you see the people, I saw Russell Brunson, he's doing, and it's got the energy because he's got the solution for the new earth.
Yeah.
He's holding the keys to that solution. And each one of us has a different key ring given to a different solution for a different part of this new drama. And but you can feel it. You feel, and you may not even understand what they're talking about. You can just see the energy's there.
Yeah.
That's the new earth. When the energy's there, it's the new earth. Bring the energy, feel it. It's a tangible thing. And as long as you can quell that fear that's rising up, because you do feel you're in the unknown, and there is a sense of emptiness. I keep noticing it. It can be pleasurable emptiness or like a void. It doesn't matter. It's what we create from as humans. Feel it and create from it. But the new solutions, so the new leaders like you, Anna, you're coming forth as a new leader to bring people into new sciences and new solutions so they can get on with creation at a new octave. Because in many ways, my experience of my life right now is I'm living at a different octave.
Yes.
Right? It's musical. So that relates to me. It's like, I'm in a different octave. I can't even teach the knowledge behind our work the same way. I was teaching last night. You see all this? This is all mathematical stuff, but it's like, and it's frequencies, and the frequencies of all kinds of elements, but in octaves. But the thing is that what I'm seeing now is that we're in a frequency water planet. The frequencies are shifting. Don't analyze it too much. Flow with it. Create, and then notice what's needed, what's being created. What needs to be created.
That's such a beautiful, because stay tuned into what needs to be created, because you will become aware of it because of who you are, what it is that you are here for, what your purpose is, what your skills and gifts are. Like you keep asking, stay tuned into it. That's a really powerful, tangible way for people to tune in right now, instead of being afraid of, because it's this, and we have like 6 minutes left. So I'm going to open it really quickly, but there is this whole idea of people wanting to cling on to the old, even if they understand what's going on, because that's all we know.
That's because their feeling of safety. And it's very common for many people to refuse to leave the Newtonian model. And they'll try, and that means everything's solid in reality.
Yeah.
Keep in mind, they awarded the prize in physics to quantum entanglement. But some people will try to engage in the quantum field, but since they don't have the experience, if they don't have the proper guidance and understand this vast experience, they will go back for a feeling of safety, which is kind of like a flight movement. And in doing that, what they're doing is going back into the past, but they're negating their future self. And what we need to do is create a bridge from our past, which is the present. This is the past.
Yeah.
Even this is the past.
Yeah.
So we need to create a bridge into the future. And that bridge has many components: sound, music, love, but the important thing is that we see it as a bridge leading to a higher destiny for all of humanity. There will be some leaders, some people will jump in, some people will follow, but if the question to ask yourself is, will you create a linear experience in your life or be open to the possibilities of a quantum shift? And a quantum shift is, think of it in terms of the 300 trillion cells, is shifting all of the cells in your body to form a new alignment with your higher source self. So you become a creator instead of a victim. And that's the trajectory of this time. You choose creator, victim, past, future. Where do you want to go?
Yeah.
It's easy.
Wow. Whew. What you just shared was most beautiful way to describe exactly where we are going, and the choice available to us right now, so we can beautifully move into what's next. Oh my gosh. So Helena, I know you and I can talk for hours, and I know you have a gift for our guests. Could you tell us what it is?
Yes. So I'm going to gift 3 soundtracks, and I will gift in ebook form the book Quantum Sound Miracle IQ. And the soundtracks will be for strengthening and awakening and calming the nervous system, because many will experience this as sort of like agitation to the nervous system. So we all need to learn to practice calming down the nervous system. So 3 soundtracks to calm down the nervous system, and then a book that teaches them why frequency can do that.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. I love it. Thank you so much. That's generous, because you're right. We absolutely need tools to keep our nervous system grounded and peaceful. So thank you so much. That's really amazing. Make sure you click the button below this video and receive the beautiful 3 soundtracks and the ebook, so you know what you are journeying into, plus get into Helena's world, because it's a beautiful world.
Thank you. Thank you. We're enjoying this new experience, and there is a greater receptivity.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, I agree. Thank you. So again, make sure you click the button, receive your gift. And Helena, thank you so much for being in a salon again. I just love every single time you come in. There is a new layer that you bring in, new way, new perspective of looking at where we are and where we're going. So thank you.
Thank you. And we can't do it alone, so let's do it together.
Yep, absolutely. I love it. So thank you for being here, and we'll see you at the next conversation. Bye for now.